My name is Hannan Teshome. This is my informative speech for Steve Herro. Okay, so one of the most influential genres to ever be actually happened in a block party in the Bronx, New York City. Now, I will be informing you about the origins of hip hop and where it came from. I will talk about where hip hop came from, how it became so popular, and why it was and still is very necessary today. Now, where it started was in the Bronx, one of the 5 boroughs in New York City. So what pretty much started it was that there was a construction on a highway, and it moved all of these people from their home, relocated a lot of Black and Hispanic people, a lot of white people too, but they had enough money to go somewhere else. These people were just displaced and they had nowhere to go. A lot of them ended up being homeless, poor, and this is also when the drug epidemic happened. So a lot of people ended up becoming addicted to cocaine, crack, and all these other drugs as well. Now, people, of course, are poor now. So they see the demand in their neighborhoods are drugs. So they start selling drugs, or they start going into the gangs, and they start doing all this stuff just to get by, because the school thing is a little too far down the road for them and they need something now. So that's where the physical origins happened in the Bronx, and I will explain to you how hip-hop came from this. So a lot of youth are fighting for a healthy outlet. They see their brothers and sisters getting hurt on the streets and things like that, and they see that the civil rights movement just ended, so their generations are the one now that's going to be moving everybody forward. So there's this DJ called Cool DJ Herc. He was the first DJ to really switch up to turn beats at a block party. And he watched everybody dancing and how he played with the beats and switched it up. People really were enjoying it, and then people came in, did freestyles and all this cool stuff. After that party, everybody was like, oh my goodness, what kind of music was that? And they were all wanting to be involved in that type of music. So people started putting lyrics in it that affected their lifestyle, so about themselves, about their communities, things like that, and everybody had a story. So you see people like LL Cool J, he came from that too. His story, he became famous in the community, then became famous in the world. So everybody saw like, oh my goodness, this is my way out. So now we talked about where it came from and now why it's necessary. So it created hope when devastation was pretty much all around them. So just like LL Cool J, everybody wanted to be like him with the money, the girls, in the rich houses, things like that. And it's also a really great alternative to all of the stuff that is around them. So it's a really great creativity outlet with words, music, just to broaden their minds. And kids telling their stories for the world to hear. So somebody on the West Coast, or even in New York City in Manhattan, might not know that this is happening in the Bronx. But with their stories, they can allow other people to see what is happening in their own neighborhoods. Now, it is still necessary today because it does give voice to the youth. It gives them, again, that outlet to help them go from something that could ruin their lives to something that is very helpful to them mentally and could be financially. So it is a better way to help their lives. So in conclusion, I did discuss where it came from, how it became so popular, and why it is necessary. Because of the hardships and struggles that happened in the Bronx in the 1970s, it created one of the most beautiful and most influential music genres there is today.